Hey, Sheldon Show is live on Rumble and X, and the pre-recorded version you can find on YouTube. The Jay Sheldon Show, just put that in the search bar and you click the subscribe button and away you go to the races. We are live, however, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time here in the U.S. and across the planet, although the times vary. And with the time change, you know what, I'm not going to get into that again. We all know how much I hate it. Enough said. By the way, somebody asked me if I had painted my fingernail. They saw when I was pointing something out last night, yesterday morning on my phone, that I had this darkened fingernail. No, that is a blood blister under my nail. I've had it for like more than a month. It is slowly getting better, but it's taking forever to go away. So that's what that is. I don't have a painted fingernail, okay? I'm not I don't have a septum piercing or, blue hair or some lefty whack job. Anyway, we got a lot going on this morning. We'll tell you all about it, let you know what's going on. But right off the top, it's nothing short of treason. 6 far-left Democrats are encouraging members of the U.S. military to disobey orders if they, the service members, deem them illegal. And that, my friends, is very risky business. If you are a rank and file military personnel, you better think long and hard before you listen to these morons. Now, that aside, the White House, aides Stephen Miller, other Republicans have accused a half dozen of these Democrats. One is a CIA agent, the rest former military, accusing them of encouraging rebellion and insurrection, which is a federal crime. This 90-second video, which I will play for you in just a minute, if you haven't seen it already, the Democrats claim, without naming him, that President Trump threatens the Constitution. Here we go. And that military personnel must disobey illegal orders. Take a look at these absolute morons.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard,
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Don't give up the ship. This subversive half dozen morons includes 2 senators. Navy vet Mark Kelly from Arizona, former CIA analyst Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan, 4 House members, Jason Crow of Colorado, former Army Ranger Chrissy Houlihan from Pennsylvania, former Air Force, and Chris DeLuzio of Pennsylvania and Maggie Goodlander from New Hampshire. Both of them are former Navy. The ad, which features, you just saw it, these rather somber sounding morons, and says we want to speak directly to the members of the military and the intelligence community. Don't give up the ship. Strangely, Democrats didn't tell anybody to disobey illegal orders from President Joe Biden to aid and abet an invasion of illegal aliens. Didn't hear that, did you? Now, deciding that an order is illegal is very tricky business. And this is why, if you're listening to these goofballs, you better, like I said, you better think long and hard. It is risky business, particularly for young enlisted soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines. That suggests that the gang was speaking to senior officers, and in Slotkin's case, senior intelligence personnel. The problem? Well, the problem is a possible prison sentence at Leavenworth. That's the problem. An unlawful order is one that requires I'm reading this directly, one that requires the commission of a criminal act or violates the Constitution, U.S. federal law, or applicable international law, a federal defense lawyer firm explains. Examples of unlawful orders would be torturing prisoners, targeting civilians, falsifying records, taking part in an unauthorized political or domestic law enforcement actions. Now, all of that list is then followed by a very important note. This is how that reads. Listen up. Important note. It says it right there. All military orders are presumed lawful. The burden falls on the service member to establish that an order is manifestly unlawful. This is a high standard, and hesitation or refusal can carry serious consequences, even if ultimately justified. Because of this legal complexity, service members should consult with legal counsel as soon as they suspect an order may be unlawful. Do not disobey an order without first seeking guidance from a qualified military attorney, unless the order is clearly illegal on its face. For example, ordering you to shoot unarmed civilians. Republicans have answered this sly call for military insurrection rather quickly, of course. 10 years after the deep state's Russia hoax, top Democrats openly appealed to CIA and military officials to engage in rebellion against their commander-in-chief, Miller wrote. Do not underestimate how dangerously radicalized the Democratic Party has become, you think? Andy Biggs, representative, attacked fellow Arizonan Kelly, said Senator Mark Kelly is encouraging active duty military to disobey direct orders. This is incredibly concerning and disgusting. Disagreeing with the current administration does not give Mark an excuse to encourage a military coup. At the end of the day, they're mad at the American people who chose Donald Trump, and now they're calling on the military and the intelligence community to intervene, which sounds a little subversive to me, to democracy. Apparently, this video is a response to the admin's decision to strike these drug boats, the cartel drug boats in the Pacific, in the Caribbean. Last one was November 15th. 21 boats have been destroyed. Critics claim the admin has no proof the boats are carrying drugs. Lawmakers have pressed the Trump admin on whether service members involved could be held legally responsible for the deaths that may be found unlawful. Military strikes have killed at least 83 people And while the Trump admin has accused the boats of ferrying drugs, they've blown them up in deadly strikes rather than the typical practice of interdicting the boats. Washington Post reporting the Justice Department concluded the strikes are lawful both by U.S. and international law. Current operations in the Caribbean are lawful and in complete compliance with the law of armed conflict, Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell. Regardless, military personnel, you are risking your careers and possibly a jail sentence in Leavenworth. Is that worth it? Just to make some bullshit political point? Come on. If you decide without any sound legal counsel you're going to disobey an order, that is blatantly illegal. And sound legal counsel doesn't include a 90-second video posted by X from 6 Trump-hating Democrats. Sorry, doesn't qualify. They are way out there. Way out there. Just when you thought it could not possibly get any worse. Bada boom. Oh, Manischewitz. Danny, morning. Hey, morning, Danny. Well, they did it. I thought I avoided it, but I got a sore throat and body aches last night. They've infected me. Dun, dun, dun. You sure it's not the big C? Big C-19? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you get better. You know what I've been doing? I had some bonus points. I had a lot of bonus points. And so I used them to order very expensive Manuka honey. I live by the stuff. I think it's absolutely a miracle worker. Manuka honey is from New Zealand. There's a lot of fake Manuka honey out there, so watch what you buy. But if you can find the legit stuff, when you start to feel like that, body ache, sore throat, you get the sniffles, you do a teaspoon of that Manuka honey next day or by the end of the day, trust me, cleared up, goes away. Manuka honey is a miracle, an absolute miracle. Like I said, it ain't cheap, but it really is amazing. And just a note, by the way, if you get some, do not use a metal spoon to scoop it out and eat it. Use a plastic spoon because the metal interacts with the Manuka honey and it destroys whatever good things are in there. So just know that. Most people will tell you that, but just be aware. Use a plastic spoon. Anyway, I hope you're feeling better real fast. Okay. Be ready for the next Epstein revelation to fall flat on its ass, because that's exactly what's going to happen. This ongoing Epstein saga, you know what? I don't talk about it a lot because it's just so much BS, and there's only so much BS I can handle in 1 hour. But it feels a little familiar because maybe the public is being taken for another ride. Yes, that's entirely not only likely, but entirely plausible. So much about this ridiculous release the Epstein files. This saga feels like the Russian collusion affair. The fact that everybody invested in it is absolutely being taken for a ride. And once again, Democrat leaders, the dying news media are having a lot of fun with it, and the rest of us are sitting back throwing up. Now, we desperately need a reality check. Every indication is that Epstein and his depraved sidekick, Ghislaine, used a huge fortune of largely unknown origin to both buy access to powerful men and to perpetrate some sort of sex business involving a lot of underage women. That's a tragic scandal. It has some very real victims, unfortunately. And even if, as it's treated by the media and a lot of the public as some entertaining tabloid series, I have to confess my sympathy for the victims parading in front of the Capitol building, giving hour-long press conferences where they do a little more than call each other brave, is failing pretty fast. But even so, President Trump put his support behind a bill to force his own Justice Department to release more or all the information they have on Epstein. Killed himself, allegedly, in prison 6 years ago. The House passed the bill. Senate, next coming days, Trump will sign it, and there you go, the files will come out. And you know what? Exactly how many damn times do we have to go through this? Seriously, we just did it for the billionth time last week. House Democrats dribbled out some cherry-picked emails, which turned out to be an absolute giant nothing burger. Epstein also said of Trump in one email that, of course, he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. What that means is anyone's guess, but at worst, Trump said he banned Epstein from one of his club resorts because he knew that Epstein was recruiting women who worked there. That account absolutely backed up by Virginia Giuffre. Just a few months ago, that ride took another turn, and Wall Street Journal published a supposed odd birthday note from Trump to Epstein in 2003, where the president denies it was penned by him. Everybody else, otherwise, reason to believe that note was completely fabricated, given it was almost certainly leaked by the FBI. This agency, of course, already has previously lied. We know that for a fact. Trying to trap Trump in fake crimes. And it goes on and on and on. Talking in circles. Release the files. If you witnessed the crime, can't you just tell us? We could, but release the files. I understand you're afraid, but if you could say something anonymously, it happens all the time. If they release the files, I wouldn't have to. This ridiculous ride continues. And you know what? Frankly, I don't even know how much more I'm going to cover this, because up to here, absolutely ridiculous. Where are we? Okay. Oh, yeah, I got another one. Marilyn says, where were you? I've been right here since 10 a.m. Haven't gone anywhere. Hit your refresh button. The leftists are at it again. It's so easy to put this show together when you're on the side of truth and you like pointing out the stupidity of some people, like lefty moron woke people. Honestly, I just open up 1 or 2 or 3 websites. Boom. I use Ground News a lot. Get a little from Twitter here and there. But as unbelievable as this is going to sound, it is real. The leftists are stopping Trump from power washing the ugly Eisenhower executive office building. I know. Seems like a rather awkward Monty Python skit, but it's not. Trump wants to clean up this Eisenhower Executive Office building. It's 137 years old. Not one of the prettier or more impressive buildings in the swamp. And some crazed historical group immediately filed a lawsuit to stop him. He wants to power wash the outside of the building to make it look better. The lefty group stopped him. At this rate, administration officials are going to have to get judicial approval to go to the bathroom. The Trump team was forced to agree not to take any steps to beautify the building for the rest of this year while they proceed with the court hearings. Talk about a waste of, apparently the dirt and grime on the outside of the building has some historical significance to some folks. Man. The sudden declaration from the General Services Administration comes after the D.C. Preservation League and Cultural Heritage Partners, a law firm focused on historic preservation, filed a complaint Friday against the Trump administration after President Trump speculated about painting the building next to the White House stark white. Clutch my pearls, heaven forbid. During a Fox News interview last week, Trump said the Eisenhower building was always considered ugly, and its historic gray color is because of dirt and grime. The exterior facade is mostly polished granite, slate, cast iron trim. Beautiful if you just clean the damn thing up, give it a good power wash. Gray is for funerals, but no. They had to file a lawsuit to stop him from cleaning the building. Unbelievably, lefties saw the support for the grime as a victory. Listen to this. The government's temporary freeze of the president's plan to make marks a significant step forward. Greg Werkheiser, who is a founding partner of the Cultural Heritage Partners, said the court battle lies ahead and we're fully conscious of just how much is at stake for this wonderful building. What, because you're going to clean the grime and crap off the outside? Idiot. Oh, and for the rest of America, our treasures that are protected under the law. This is happening, my friends. This kind of crap is going on, wasting everybody's time. And by the way, if there's a lawsuit, then they have to have attorneys who are being paid, I'm sure, very handsomely to defend themselves against the lawsuits. That's your tax money. Are you happy about that? All they want to do is power wash the outside of the building. Morons! Got them right at 9 a.m. my time. I had to refresh the Rumble page. Yeah, you have to do that. The way now the new system works, the old, if you use that live link, the Jay Sheldon Show /live, it will show you the 24-hour ago show right up until 9:59 a.m., at which point I hit the go live button because I can't do it before that. And then if you refresh that live page, you may have to do it once or twice, then you will be able to actually see the show live. It's just the way the system works. I think it's totally screwed up, but that's how Rumble wants to do it, so we have to play their little stupid game. Anyway, That's the best. That's why I put that little note there on the post. It says 9:59. Hit the refresh button. It should be good to go. All right. While I've wasted your time talking about that, let me spend a little time talking about something that does not waste your time, and that is your mobile service. Who are you getting your service from? If it's not Patriot Mobile, you are giving some of your money to these wacky leftist people, like the ones who want to stop cleaning the building. Folks, whenever something goes viral, you can rest assured that fraudsters are going to jump on the bandwagon, pretending to be patriotic companies. Trust me, they're not. For more than 10 years now, Patriot Mobile has been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they are right there alongside us in the fight. Patriot Mobile's been a great supporter of this show, and they are the only cell phone service provider that's actually on the front lines defending our freedom, the First and Second Amendment, the right to life, our military, our first responders. Patriot Mobile offers dependable nationwide coverage across all three major networks, which means you get exactly the same coverage you have right now. You keep your phone number, you keep your phone, nothing changes. Some of their plans may even save you money off of what you're paying now. And if you're currently under a contract with somebody, trust me, go to patriotmobile.com/J. Check out their different plans. They do have packages that'll help get you out of that contract. They have a 100% US-based customer service team. They're there to help. They're not there to upsell you some plan you don't need. They will put you in exactly the right plan for your needs. And for a limited time, you use the promo code HOLIDAY25 when you sign up. 2 months free. Your first 2 months are free. Normally, I give you the code J20 and you get your first month free. But I'm telling you, use the link patriotmobile.com/J. We'll get the credit for your visit, and use that promo code HOLIDAY25. It is a limited time. I think it's still working, but HOLIDAY25, 2 months free when you sign up at patriotmobile.com/J. Don't be fooled by patriotic TV ads. These other companies just don't have what it takes. Patriot Mobile is all about our values, the things we hold dear to our hearts, and we are so proud to have them as a part of this show. Thank you, Patriot Mobile. All right, the Muslim Brotherhood. Yep, we're going to talk about it. You're not going to like it. 50-year stealth invasion has now been exposed. New report from the Institute for the Study of Global Anti-Semitism and Policy, ISGAP, makes some rather uncomfortable claims about a plan by Islamic radicals. I want to stress that point. These are the radicals in the Islam faith, especially the so-called Muslim Brotherhood. Their plan to systematically enter, infiltrate, and frankly, destroy the United States. If this does not make you sit up and take notice, I don't know what will. Here's a key point, quoting directly. Taqim is one of the Brotherhood's most important doctrines. It refers to a deliberate process of institutional entrenchment and empowerment. Rather than seeking immediate revolution, it calls for embedding Islamist influence within civil society, consolidating authority inside Muslim communities, and normalizing Islamist discourse in the wider public arena. Tamkeen is not simply a tactic of survival. It's a long-term program of transformation in which Islamist movements position themselves to shape the environment around them until they are sufficiently entrenched to advance their wider ideological objectives. In other words, inject the poison into America's bloodstream, and it devours it from within. A lot of the actors may very well already be here. For example, Dearborn, Michigan, hello. See also the last 4 years of the Biden admin, which threw open our borders to all kinds of garbage. Millions sweeping across the border. Who knows what was in that pack? And now we have little or no idea where a lot of these people are. What they might be planning, what they're planning to do, what they're doing right now. This report assumes that the barbarians are already inside the city walls, folks, and they may well be right. This preface highlights two central realities. First, Islamism is a deliberate ideological movement with a defined history, strategy, and set of objectives. Cannot be dismissed as incidental, nor confused with Islam itself, by the way. And secondly, the Muslim Brotherhood has a global reach. Network's influence extends well into Western countries, including the United States, where this doctrine of Takim provides a blueprint for embedding, normalizing, and expanding extremist Islamic influence. The Muslim Brotherhood needs to be designated a terrorist organization. Mr. Trump, that's on you. Get it in gear. More from that article. We're now 50 years into the Brotherhood's 100-year plan to entrench themselves into key institutions in the U.S. and other Western societies to undermine and destroy our democracy. That's from Dr. Charles Asher Small, who is the founding director of ISGAP and the co-author of this report. America is not the only place being affected like this either. Look at a whole bunch of Europe, Scandinavia, Germany, United Kingdom, even Ireland. You've seen those news reports. They've taken in millions of asylum seekers, and largely they are from the majority Muslim world. And this will change those nations forever. People are beginning to fight back, but it ain't an easy battle. Now, we do have a few advantages over Europe. Larger population, larger land area, our birth rate, which isn't ideal, but nevertheless it is better than Europe. But we absolutely have to open our eyes to the fact that we are facing a problem, folks. It's not a crisis of civilizations. It's a crisis of civilization versus barbarianism. The civilized world faces the likes of the Muslim Brotherhood, Hezbollah, Hamas, other groups like that. It is a crisis we have got to win. Let me again state unequivocally, I am talking about radical Islamists, not everyday Muslims who are completely different than the freaks who take this to the nth degree and want to kill you. The Muslim Brotherhood needs to be designated an absolute terrorist organization, and it needs to happen fast. While we're on the subject, those of you who were such a huge supporter of Ma'am Danny, who is now the mayor of New York City. Well, he's come out with his version of Iran's gay erasing blueprint. And whether you like it or not, it's coming to New York. Has New York's mayor-elect, the Democratic Socialist, communist, found a cynical way to appease his Islamic constituency while also making nicey nice with his woke supporters? Because the two are, oil and water. His latest loony left political proposal sure makes it look like he's trying to do exactly that, appease everybody. The writer here has written several articles about Mamdani and his trouble with anti-gay ties. It includes a relationship with the Ugandan politician Rebecca Kadaga, who supports legislation that would put gay people in prison for life. Imam Siraj Wahaj calls gay people the disease of society, spoke with a violent anti-gay rhetoric. Mamdani's own father, who waged a war against a gay Ugandan college professor. He's got this pro-trans agenda that vows Americans, including children, will be able to come to New York for gender-affirming care. Oh, and by the way, on the taxpayer's dime. He says, we're going to provide $65 million of funding for gender-affirming care. And he says, we will fund this by raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers and corporations. You voted for this, folks, and so you're going to get it good and hard, as the saying goes. Writer Ben Apple, who also happens to be gay, made a point that Mamdani's plan echoes the anti-gay policies of totalitarian theocracies like Iran. So this is Mamdani on this issue, playing both sides against the middle, trying to thread the needle between keeping his support from people like Rebecca Kadaga and Imam Siraj Wahaj and New York's woke left. Oil and water, my friends, oil and water. Or maybe he's just trying to erase young gay people. Unbelievable. You voted for it. And I love that expression. Now you're going to get it good and hard. Yeah. We did a story a week or two ago, I think, about this woman who has, like 150,000 kids, and she buys them all through in vitro fertilization from the baby bank. Let me take this story one step further for you. Not that same lady, but listen to this. Welcome to the future, where an AI grandma is going to raise the kid you bought from the baby bank. Fertility tech solved the problem of your body's physical limitations, and now there is a new app that has solved that of your mother's. The year is 2025. You froze your eggs a decade ago after your living boyfriend dumped you on your 30th birthday. You're about to start your 15th round of in vitro fertilization. And if this one doesn't work, you have a color-coded list of surrogacy agencies to call, but your parents are pushing 70, and you feel like some guilt thinking about the years your kids could have spent with them. Thankfully, former Disney child star Callum Worthy and his company 2Y, 2WAI, 2I, have an app for that. Yeah. In between trips to the IVF clinic, you can digitize your parents and create immortal AI clones that will haunt your children forever. Think about it. You take your parents, you digitize them, and AI will create clones of them. There's an ad that was posted just this week that's been viewed more than 40 million times on X, which features a pregnant woman talking to an AI avatar of her own mother on the phone. It goes on to show the grandma present at various stages of the pregnancy and eventually the child's life until he's grown up and expecting a child of his own. This rather touching act of necromancy was possible, the ad reveals at the end, because Grandma recorded a 3-minute video of herself before she passed away. And now you can use that through the 2Y company to talk to Grandma or Grandpa or both of them. There's another ad from June that boasts now you can talk with historical figures, your favorite influences. You can even talk to yourself. Oh yeah, you can upload yourself to there, and you can have a conversation with yourself, for those of you who really love yourself. And yes, before you even ask, I'm sure you've already thought of it, there is a porn section to all this. What could go wrong? Oh, man. You know what it's going to do? It's going to take our loved ones and render them completely obsolete. Stick Grandma and Grandpa in the old folks' home. You can just drive away, forget about them. We don't need them anymore. I got you right here on my phone, Grandma. It's okay. Your little grandson, Bobby, can talk to you here. This is AI gone above and beyond. This is not something we need to be doing with AI. Not so crazy. But it's happening. It is happening. This is some good news, I think. In fact, I'm sure of it. It's very good news. And they're doing something about it. Plumbers have apparently gotten filthy, rotten rich by hiring illegals and stealing American jobs. This is what needs to happen, and the only way this nonsense is going to stop is that you start arresting the employers who are hiring the illegals. You know, we see, in fact, I follow a show that I find quite interesting called Border Patrol. Mostly it's based out of Australia, but a fascinating show, and very often they'll do immigration raids. They'll go out to the farms and check people's passports and make sure they have the legal work permits. And if they don't, they deport them. But what about the people who are employing these people? Very rarely, if never, anything is done about them. Well, that's starting to change, folks. Owners of a Michigan-based plumbing company arrested for employing and harboring nearly 250 illegal immigrants across 4 states. Those illegal immigrants generated $75 million in revenue. And that's just the start. Millions, literally millions of jobs that could very well have belonged to Americans have been stolen right out from under us. This is nuts. Listen.
This is the business in question that has a Metro Detroit couple in hot water with federal investigators.
It's not just simply an immigration case that's charged, it's also money laundering.
And these are the federal documents investigators say detail the inner workings of the plumbing empire built by Moises Orduña Rios and his wife Raquel over a 5-year period. The Plymouth Township couple owned Orduña Plumbing, Manpower Supply, and allegedly hired undocumented workers, took their passports, and crammed them into tight living quarters. These photos from the criminal complaint. The federal complaint focuses on Rochester, New York, but Michigan, Ohio, and North Carolina are also mentioned as places the company operates. According to the complaint, out of 253 workers, only 6 were in the U.S. legally and permitted to work. The complaint claims the husband and wife generated $74 million in their plumbing business that was based out of Michigan.
Wow. Bonkers. But that's what we need to start doing. Okay, fine. Find the illegal workers, ship them out, send them back. But there have to be consequences to these companies who employ these people. They know. Oh, please don't give me that crap. Oh, I didn't know. Bullshit. You absolutely knew. And you need to pay the penalties for that. If it's prison time or whatever it might be, you need to go down for it. That's insane. Absolutely insane. I think I'm going to start a new segment on this show called You Can't Fix Stupid. Seriously. While I'm digging through to do show prep and find things to talk about, I always run across these things. People who, it's the reason they put instructions on shampoo bottles. This one is a classic. You gotta see this one. See if you can figure out this lady's problem that apparently she just can't seem to figure out.
I just bought this lock from Dollar Tree, but I can't unlock it because the keys. Is there? I don't know what to do.
You can't fix stupid. Oh my. All right, I am likely going to get in trouble for this next one, but I don't care. Do you remember Gilligan's Island? Are you old enough? I hope so. Gilligan's Island was funny, interesting, lasted for a long time. I don't know how many years or seasons they had of this show, but it was amazing. And one of the best parts of the show was the opening theme song. You remember? Just sit right back and you hear a tale of a fateful trip. Right. Okay. That's what you remember. But that's not the whole story. This is so cool. In 1964, a composer you might have heard of goes by the name of John Williams, you know, Star Wars theme and all that amazing music. That John Williams. Back in 1964, he got hired to create a theme song for a new TV show called Gilligan's Island. Problem was, once he composed it, the executive producer for the show, Sherwood Schwartz, hated it, fired him, and got someone else to write a new theme song. Honestly, after hearing this, I'd have to say I agree with Mr. Schwartz. It wasn't exactly John Williams' best effort, but believe it or not, here is that original theme song written by John Williams for Gilligan's Island.
In tropical sea is a tropic port. Vacation fun is the favorite sport. This is the place where the tourists flock, renting the boats at the busy dock. Two secretaries from USA sail on a Mino this lovely day. A high school teacher is next aboard, all taking trips that they cannot afford. The next two people are millionaires. They got no worries, they got no cares. They climb aboard and they step inside with just enough bags for a 6-hour ride. Tourists come, tourists go, tourists touring to and fro. These 5 nice tourists, they take this trip, relaxing on deck on this little ship. The weather is clear and the sun is hot. The weather is clear? I think it is not. Tourists come, tourists go, tourists tossing to and fro. The captain is brave, he's... Caramba! What a storm! The captain is brave, he's a fearless man, and Gilligan helps him all that he can. The wheel she break and lose all control. SS Minnow do the rock and roll. The sea is now calm and the weather grand. Where is the Minnow upon the sand? What happened now will bring you a smile. The adventures of Gilligan and the skipper and the millionaire and Mrs. Millionaire and the other tourists on Gilligan's Isle.
So, yeah. I'm sorry, folks. That was literally horrible. John, not your best effort. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. Now that's a theme song. Oh, man. But what a cool thing to actually get to hear that original one that it never aired. They fired John Williams and hired some other guy to create what became known as the theme song to Gilligan's Island. It's just the kind of weird crap we do on this show. We're done. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We'll be back for the Friday edition. Please don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. It really helps us and push this show out there to more people, more followers, and we really do appreciate that. Don't forget our great sponsors. They help to support the show, so we hope you will support them. They're right down there in our show notes, and I will see you again tomorrow.